If you've decided to challenge yourself to a no by month or year, but you also don't want to feel bored or deprived, then this video is for you. Because today I'm sharing over 30 no spend activities that will help you enjoy life to the fullest without spending a dime. And to make your no spend even easier for you, I've also created a free dopamine menu that you can download and print right now. That's jam-packed with fun, free, and feel-good ideas for every single day of your no spend month and then some. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hi there, friend, and welcome to my channel. My name is Marissa, and this is A to Zen Life, where I share all the best tips and ideas to help you simplify your way to your happiest, richest, and best life. And for me, that means that I'm doing a low buy year with a total no spend challenge this month. And in last week's video, I shared the shocking amount that I was able to save just by eliminating impulse shopping for 1 month. So I'm really excited to see how much I can save this month by doing a complete no buy, which means no eating out, no buying new clothes or books, none of that. And as someone who's done plenty of no spend challenges over the past 15 years, I've totally cracked the code on how to do no buy challenges without feeling miserable or bored. And because I'm a type A personality, I decided to go above and beyond and turn all of these no spend activities that I'm sharing with you today into a cute dopamine menu printable that you can print off and keep on hand for easy access to a checklist of free ways to have fun. Now, if you've never heard of a dopamine menu, it's basically a list of activities that trigger positive feelings of pleasure and satisfaction in our brain's reward centers. And apparently dopamine menus have been a thing for quite a while, but I only recently heard about it myself when I saw this video from How to ADHD. And I thought, why not adapt this for people who want to save money and do no spend challenges, but still be able to have fun? So my no spend dopamine menu is divided into categories such as appetizers, main courses, and desserts that you can pick and choose from depending on how much time you have and what you're craving. So be sure and grab your free printable down in the description box below if that sounds like your jam, and let's dive into our appetizers list, which are quick and easy mood boosters that should take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, starting with number 1, which is to take a brisk walk outside. A quick walk in the fresh air can boost your mood, clear your mind, and get your blood pumping without you having to spend a dime. And if you struggle to get outside when the weather is cold like it is for me right now, just remind yourself that in Nordic countries, even when it's super cold outside, people still are taking their babies outdoors for hours upon hours at a time, and those countries are some of the happiest countries in the world. Number 2, meditate for 10 to 15 minutes. My favorite time to meditate is first thing in the morning, but you can hit the reset button on your day at any time with just a few minutes of mindfulness or deep breathing. And even though there are some wonderful apps out there for this, you don't need to get fancy or pay if you don't want to. For example, one of the things that I've done is I've created a playlist on my phone with several meditations that have gentle music and timers on them, so that I can turn those on and then just relax and focus on my breathing and close my eyes. And then when the timer goes off, I know my time is up and I can get back to the rest of the day. And that's especially good for stressful days when I want to go back to feeling calm, grounded, and centered. Number 3, listen to an uplifting song and or dance. This is something that I even used to do way back in college. I would put some high heels on and pump up some music on YouTube in the background, and then I would just shake my tail feather in my dorm room. Nowadays, I'm more likely to be listening to lo-fi beats versus club dance music, but I still love to turn music on when I need a quick pick-me-up. Number 4, brew up a nice warm cup of something. Slowing down to savor a warm cup of tea, coffee, or hot cocoa is a small ritual with big relaxation potential. If you do this using ingredients that you already have in your kitchen, then you can give yourself a quick mood boost without having to make a run to your local Starbucks. Number 5, do a few yoga stretches or deep breathing exercises. This is a good way to loosen up tight muscles and relieve stress with simple moves that just take a few minutes and then you can easily find on YouTube. Number 6, watch a funny video or read a few pages of an inspiring book. Laughter and inspiration are free and powerful ways to lift your spirits. And one thing that I've done for this is I've created a folder on Instagram called Share with Family that's full of funny videos that have caught my attention. And that way I can save them and then go back with my boys whenever we want to just enjoy a quick laugh together. Number 7, give yourself an at-home makeover. It can be really fun to sit down and experiment with fresh makeup looks using products that you already own. And you can just do this yourself, or you can look for YouTube tutorials on how to do your makeup differently because you can still feel fabulous using products that you already have, and that doesn't require you to spend any more money. Number 8, paint your nails or toenails. Depending on what products you own, giving yourself a manicure, a pedicure, or just adding a small pop of color is a really nice and free self-care activity that you can enjoy in a few minutes. Next up, we have our salads list, which are the things that you tend to avoid doing but feel great about once they're done. Starting with number 9, which is to deep clean a neglected part of your home. Pick a spot that's been bugging you and give it a refresh, and you'll feel instantly lighter. I did this recently with our refrigerator, and it felt so good to get those unwanted and unused products out of the refrigerator and clean it up in the inside and have it feeling all nice and fresh. Number 10, do a short workout or body weight exercises. If you don't have a gym membership, that's no problem. Just do some lunges or some squats or some push-ups, and not only will you get your blood pumping, but you'll also feel a sense of accomplishment. And if you'd like to have more direction or guidance with some of these exercises, there are all sorts of YouTube channels that you can check out, most of which don't use exercise equipment like dumbbells or anything like that. Some of the ones that I've watched in the past include Chloe Ting and Grow with Joe, so look around and see what appeals to you. Number 11, plan your budget or review your financial goals. Staying focused and mindful about your finances can go a long way in helping you feel empowered about your spending choices. One of the financial rituals that I have is that I track every single one of my daily expenses, and then at the end of the month, I tally all of those expenses up and enter them into the budget spreadsheet that I created years and years ago. And that's a habit that's really helped me stay on top of my finances over the years and reach financial freedom. Number 12, unsubscribe from email lists to declutter your digital life. Not only will clearing out your inbox reduce digital clutter, but it will also reduce your exposure to sales and ads that tempt you to spend money during your no-buy. Number 13, sell unwanted clutter that you have laying around your home. If your no-buy goals include saving money and reducing clutter, then this is a really great way to kill two birds with one stone, because not only will you get that unwanted clutter out of your home, but you'll also convert it into some money that you can put towards your financial goals. Number 14, tackle a task that you've been avoiding. This could be things like getting the dirty dishes done or making that phone call that you've been avoiding. Whatever task you've been avoiding, do it now, and you can finally experience the relief of checking it off your to-do list. Speaking of to-do lists, number 15 is to do a brain dump when you need some mental clarity. I find that when I try to keep all of my mental to-do lists and checklists inside of my head, it can just turn into this kind of swirling vortex of thoughts, and then I can lose track of things and get mixed up very easily. So in these times, what I'll do is I'll sit down with a piece of paper or on my computer with a spreadsheet, and I'll just do a brain dump of things that I need to get done or whatever it is that's been swirling around in my mind. And getting those swirling thoughts onto paper helps me to finally be able to have the space to relax and breathe. Number 16 is to make your bed. This is such a simple habit, but it instantly makes your space feel tidier and your day feel more productive. That brings us to main courses, which can take anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes and will give you a bigger dopamine hit. Number 17, declutter and organize one area of your home. A clean and organized space equals a calm and clear mind. So whether it's a closet or drawer or a shelf, tackle a problem area in your home and just see how much better you feel once you get it decluttered and organized. Number 18, go on a long nature walk or hike in a local park. Fresh air, movement, and nature's beauty. No spending required. Number 19 on this list is to take a free online course. Learning something new is a great way to invest in yourself, and you don't always have to spend money to do it. So I saved this mailer from our local library because I found out that our local library has actually collaborated with Udemy, which is one of the biggest platforms for online courses. And normally you have to pay money to take their courses, but as a public library holder in our area, we are able to access those courses for free. And I never would have known this if I hadn't checked inside our mailer. And right here, they've listed the top 10 trending classes on Udemy, which include things like learning Python, learning Microsoft Excel, learning web development, project management, data science, and JavaScript. So be sure and check with your local library to see if they offer any services like this or anything that you want to learn you could potentially find on YouTube as well. Anything from learning how to draw to learning a language like Korean. Number 20, call a friend or family member for a deep conversation. Remember, meaningful connections are free but priceless to your soul. Number 21, read a book or listen to an audiobook. During your no spend challenge, you can either return to your old comfort favorites that you already own, or you could see what books and audiobooks your local library have available for you to borrow. And there's always so much that you can learn new there. Some of my favorites this month have included learning to cook more Korean recipes, learning how to make and give food as gifts, and learning about weird and wacky animals such as the screaming hairy armadillo. I mean, who wouldn't want to learn about this? Number 22, spend time doing a creative hobby such as painting, writing, photography, or knitting or crocheting. Whatever you enjoy doing in your free time and that sparks joy without you having to buy more stuff or add to the clutter in your home. Number 23, play chopped with leftover ingredients. See how creative you can get in your kitchen and use random ingredients that you have laying around in your refrigerator and pantry to cook new and unique meals. Number 24, create a home video using old phone footage. This is a great activity for people who have a lot of photos or videos in their library, but are kind of on the fence about what to do with it. Whatever you like, you can be as plain or as fancy as you want. That's actually one of the ways that I got started with my YouTube channel because I used to use the iMovie program that just came pre-installed on my Mac to create videos from old footage that I had just lying around. So use whatever you have, whether it's iMovie if you have a Mac, or there's also something called DaVinci Resolve. You can research these programs, and then depending on what program you pick, there are also YouTube tutorials that can teach you how to use them to create beautiful home video footage. That brings us to the side dishes on our dopamine menu, which are productive pairings to give you a boost in motivation to do those things that you don't necessarily enjoy doing that much. And that includes things like folding laundry while watching a video. Or you could organize your digital photos while enjoying an audiobook. Or cook a new recipe while listening to a podcast. And another fun thing that you could do is you could color or doodle while listening to an inspiring TED Talk. And if you don't have coloring books at home, like say even kids coloring books are okay, or adult coloring books, you can always run a quick search online and just find some pages that you can print off real quick from your printer and then color those at home while you're listening to a TED Talk. Or one of my personal favorites, number 30, is to write a gratitude list while listening to some nice music. And you can feel free to mix and match the desired activities from these side dish examples, such as listening to music or listening to an audiobook, with any of those activities that you find yourself dreading and not wanting to complete. Next up, we have specials, which are rare and memorable events that might take a little bit more planning or coordination, but are really, really fun and enjoyable to do. Number 31 is visit a free museum, concert, or community event. You can enjoy arts and culture without spending a cent because many local events are free to people in the area. You just need to know how to find those events. And sometimes all this takes is Googling free local events and adding your zip code, or maybe asking around in your local Facebook groups or with your friends or whatever. Number 32 is to take a class at your local library. From DIY crafts to tech skills, libraries offer tons of free learning opportunities. Again, going back to my local library's mailer, some of the classes that they have coming up include learning how to make vegan dinners, learning how to prepare your garden for the spring, learning about Frank Lloyd Wright and his architecture and how it interacts with nature, and one that looks really interesting, which is Tea 101, exploring the rich history, diverse types, and brewing techniques of tea with a local tea sommelier out of Chicago. So if you love learning, definitely see what kinds of classes are offered for free at your local library. Number 33, go stargazing on a clear night. Going out at night and looking at the stars and planets is a powerful and magical way to connect with the universe around us. And if you'd like to use a telescope to do this but don't own one, don't worry because you can probably rent one from your local library. Number 34, host a no-spend game or movie night with friends. And you can either choose from a selection of games and movies that you or your friends already own, or you can go and see if you can rent something new from your local library. Our local library lets you rent things like video games, movies, and board games from them. And they have a ton of selections, so definitely check that out. I think you guys are probably going to get sick of hearing me say to go to your local library, but that's because it's such a great tool for no spend challenges. So if you don't have a library card, you need to go out and get one. Number 35, swap books, clothes, or home decor in a buy nothing group. Buy nothing groups are a great place for you to get rid of your unwanted clutter or to find things that you need completely for free. So see what local buy nothing groups are in your area and make that your go-to space for getting rid of stuff that you don't want anymore, or for refreshing your space or wardrobe while still being able to stick to your no spend goals. Number 36, pack a nice lunch and go out for a picnic, which is a simple yet delightful way to enjoy a meal outdoors, whether that's alone or with someone you'd like to spend more time with. Number 37, start your own YouTube channel. I thought I'd just throw this one out there because starting a YouTube channel literally changed my life, and it's so easy to do nowadays. All you need is a phone or a camera and you can start your account for free. Not only is it a great place to share your thoughts and experiences or practice hobbies that you love, but you also have the opportunity to connect with like-minded people who are also interested in the same things that you are. And who knows, you might even end up making some money that you could put towards your financial goals to enhance your no buy challenge. And finally, that brings us to desserts, which are fun and indulgent, but should be enjoyed in moderation.
Number 38, binge watch your favorite movies or TV shows. Of course, you can always watch the movies or shows that you already own, or you can head to your local library because a lot of people don't realize that they have a huge selections of movies and TV shows, including a lot of popular new releases that you might not even have seen yet. Our library even has something called binge bags, which are bags that you can check out that are focused around a specific topic, say Jane Austen movies or the Harry Potter series, which you can check out and then binge at your own pace. And while we're on the topic, I figured I'd just go ahead and mention that even if you don't have a computer or a DVD player or anything like that, you can also borrow these things from your local library. I have found that the waiting times on certain things like DVD players can be longer, but it's a really great resource for everything from GoPros to telescopes to DVD players and even Nintendo Switches.
Number 39, read trivia or memes about your favorite books or movies. One of the neighborhood families that I and my children have recently become friends with actually gifted us the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings books recently, which I've been super excited to share with my kids because I loved them so much back in the day. And as we've been reading through the Hobbit, that actually made me remember a lot of things that I had forgotten from my childhood from the cartoon movie that was released back in 1977. And so we had been listening to some of the songs from that movie and then also looking up funny trivia and memes from both The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. For some reason, this particular meme about Denethor from Lord of the Rings always makes me laugh when I see it. It's too funny. I'm gonna cry. And maybe you don't know this, but IMDb actually has a whole section on trivia for every movie. So if I search for Lord of the Rings trivia, then it comes up with all sorts of interesting trivia from the books and the making of the movie that can be really, really fun to scroll through and read sometimes. Number 40, have a self-care spa night. Whether it's bath bombs that you've had lying around that you've been meaning to use for a while, or something as simple as cucumber slices to put over your eyes, this is a great way to pamper yourself using what you already have for a nice, relaxing reset. Number 41, do a free online personality or self-growth quiz. Number 42, play a video game or computer game. Number 43, set a timer and scroll on social media. And doing mindful scrolling with a timer set will let you enjoy social media without getting sucked into a time-wasting rabbit hole. And finally, the last thing I wanted to mention was to start a hype file and fill it up with compliments. This is a tip that I got from a previous therapist of mine, and that is when someone praises you or you get a nice compliment, you can put those into a file or a folder so that when you're feeling low, you can go back and look at them for a nice little pick-me-up mood booster. Now, the way that I've done this is I will take screenshots of nice comments that I get on my YouTube channel, and I'll put them inside of what I call a hype file to look at whenever I'm feeling low or unmotivated. This would also work really, really well with journaling or simply by using the Notes app on your phone, just any way that you could use to keep track of nice things that people say about you that you want to remember. If you've made it this far, I would love to hear what your favorite activities are when you're doing a no spend challenge, whether that's a no by month or a no by year. So be sure and drop me a comment down below and let me know if you have anything to share that didn't make my list. And if you're looking for more money saving ideas or tips for your no buy or low buy, be sure and go check out one of these videos that YouTube thinks that you'll like, or I'll see you next week. Until then, take care. Bye bye.